Welcome back to Golf Xtra. By now, we all know the basic facts behind the shocking PGA-PIF merger that was officially announced in early June. However, there is still so much that is unknown about what exactly transpired to get the two parties to where they ended up, as well as what exactly the new organization will look like. Through recent documents that were revealed, though, we do know how the deal got started. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now let's get right into the newly revealed origins of the PGA-PIF merger. When you think of the PGA Tour, you probably think of the big-name golfers like Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods. However, a man named James Dunn III, better known as Jimmy Dunn, is the true catalyst behind the start of the overtures between the PGA and LIV. Dunn is a longtime Wall Street dealmaker with a history of working for investment banking firms like Sandler O'Neill and Partners, but his connection to the PGA Tour comes from his position as an independent director on the PGA Tour's policy board. Dunn also has connections with many famous golfers, such as Rory McIlroy, Ricky Fowler, and Justin Thomas. Star football player Tom Brady even considers Dunn a mentor, praising him by saying, "When you've been around people a long time, you see the 360. Jimmy is an amazing leader, a great dad, a great husband, honest as the day is long. You don't do amazing things by taking 3 knees and punting, hoping someone else makes a decision for you." However, it initially looked like McIlroy might have felt a little put out by his old friend Dunn after the news dropped of the merger. After all, McIlroy seemed to have no real idea that the merger was in the works prior to the merger, saying immediately afterwards, "It's hard for me to not sit up here and feel somewhat like a sacrificial lamb, and feeling like I've put myself out there, and this is what happens." Despite what seemed to have been implied by that statement, McIlroy did in fact play an important role in the start of the merger. It became apparent that McIlroy, despite his strong public statements against LIV, had a relationship with the governor of the PIF, Yasser Al-Rumayyan. McIlroy described Al-Rumayyan as a very smart, impressive man in late 2022, a statement that raised eyebrows given McIlroy's vehement public disdain for LIV in the years prior. However, that wasn't all that McIlroy had to say. He also said about Al-Rumayyan that he saw him in Dubai at the end of last year. That was more than just a passing meeting, though. The two had a sit-down chat and discussed the possibility of a LIV-PGA merger, with Al-Rumayyan mentioning the possibility of an equalization fund for PGA Tour players who rejected LIV offers. While McIlroy did sit and listen, he made it clear that he wasn't a representative of the PGA Tour. Only days later, McIlroy made a series of widely publicized statements regarding the possibility of a merger, which seemed more speculative at the time. With the new context that McIlroy was aware of Al-Rumayyan's desire for a merger, the statements deserve a second look. "Nothing will happen if those two things, lawsuits, are still going on. You're limited in what you can do. Then I think from whatever happens with those two things, there's a few things that I would like to see on the LIV side that needs to happen. I think Greg needs to go. I think he just needs to exit stage left. He's made his mark, but I think now is the right time to sort of say, look, you've got this thing off the ground, but no one is going to talk unless there's an adult in the room that can actually try to mend fences. If those two things happen, then things can happen. But right now, it's a stalemate because there can't be any other way. Hopefully, something can happen. Who knows? Whether that's in the hands of a court or a judge or something else happens along the way, no one really knows. But right now, it seems like it's a bit of a stalemate." Looking back, it seems like McIlroy's statements were somewhat pointed given his discussions only a few days earlier. However, this is where McIlroy's direct involvement in the merger seems to have tailed off. Here, the discussions headed back to Dunn, with the addition of English businessman Roger Devlin, who spoke on behalf of LIV. Devlin had been invited to help find a solution to the issues that divided LIV and the PGA by Al-Rumayyan and British businesswoman Amanda Staveley. Devlin started this pursuit by reaching out to someone associated with the PGA Tour who felt he could help make deals happen. This person just so happened to be Jimmy Dunn. In his first email to Dunn on December 8th, Devlin said that Al-Rumayyan and the rest of the LIV organization were happy to explore a new combined management structure where LIV and the PGA might work in partnership, especially in respect of media rights. Dunn responded with a short but interested-sounding email a few days later, requesting a meeting with Devlin to try and get something started, saying, "Roger, I would like to have a cup of coffee first. Just like to visit with you, not to discuss anything specific, but would just like to know you a little better before anything else if you're up for that." Devlin responded by pointing out the ocean between them, but he did offer to share a day out on the course with Dunn, saying, "I've always believed the best way to get the measure of a man is to play golf with him." That golf game doesn't seem to have happened, though. The conversation sort of died out from there until January 2023. At this time, Devlin reached out again, saying, "I do detect that since I first corresponded with you a month ago, the Saudi position is hardening, as they are confident LIV will prevail over the long term, if only because of almost limitless financial resources." This time, Dunn indicated that he wasn't interested, but Devlin didn't give up. He reached out to Dunn via email again on April 14th, saying, "As I'm sure you're aware, we have hacked out a very rough proposal through the intermediation of Keith Pelly. This concentrates LIV's schedule largely within the fall season in accordance with Jay's wishes. As a dealmaker, you will appreciate timing is everything. I believe we have a window of opportunity to unify the game over the next couple of months. Otherwise, I fear the Saudis will double down on their investment and golf will be split asunder in perpetuity." This time, Dunn was receptive and responded back, eventually leading to a meeting with Yasser Al-Rumayyan himself. From there, the deal was off and running. That still leaves the question, though, why was Dunn interested in meeting at the time? In his own words, following the merger, Dunn said, "What I always felt is that I didn't understand what the LIV Tour was really trying to accomplish, and so at some point in time, between the legal expense and them basically recruiting our players, I thought it was important that we would speak to the main guy and not to anybody else. Over time, and after we had gotten some good legal victories, I was able to convince Jay that we should go over and try to find out if there is a middle ground here. Is there something we can do so that we can put the legal battle and the whole sort of conflict behind us?" When speaking to Al-Rumayyan, Dunn covered a variety of topics. As he tells it, Al-Rumayyan was approachable. We spoke about golf, his career, and his view of what we wanted to grow in the game of golf. My impression was that we can work together. He really loves the game of golf. He's very thoughtful and very calm, and I found him to be extremely decent. After the merger, even PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan elaborated on the importance of Jimmy Dunn and his conversations with Yasser Al-Rumayyan, saying after the merger, "The first conversation that I was not a part of was what was the most important conversation because of the position I've been in and what we've been trying to do with our tour. But when they came back and said it was a positive conversation and that I should have a follow-up meeting, I think that's when things started to develop." So, there you have it. What do you think about the origins of the PGA-PIF deal? Do you think that the two sides made the right move by deciding to work together? Be sure to leave us a comment with what you think down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can watch our latest content updates as soon as they drop. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.